Uh, Bye. Okay. Bro's already in the stream. Okay. Okay, welcome back, chat. We're gonna waste another 4 hours of my life live streaming and coding. I want to get a life, but it's just too good not getting a life, so not having a life seems better than having a life. I don't know. So I got this environment kind of going on. What should I make this? It was originally supposed to be a trampoline park, but I'm not sure about that. I think it should actually be like part of the new initialization thing. So let me go away. Okay, and then what was it? Mountains extra chill. Let's just change the shadows to blue for no reason. Okay. What up, chat? One viewer. Chat, can you tell me how much subscribers I have? By the way, this is what I got on Guns Funds Free for All. Yay. I guess. I'm gonna do some optimization. It's not N64 optimization, it's just optimization in general. And I can't even optimize. I can't even optimize that. Oh, I can. Well, then why didn't you tell me that before? Merge. Where's merge? Oh, there it is. Okay, boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, I got like this little shooting hideout thing. But I haven't really got a lot of the map done. I was just kind of focusing on this. Whoa, that's a cool effect. I'm actually liking that. I dig that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, spotlight. Come over here, buddy. The lighting. It's being affected. What? What? I have no idea why it's acting like that. But it's acting like that for some reason, so I gotta deal with that. Okay, static. And also I need to make this baked. Okay, why do I keep on getting so many messages? On this channel, you have 11 subs, one of them me. Oh, cool. 11 subs. I'm like one of those people who are like, thank you so much for 1 subscriber. I'm going to throw out a whole birthday parties themed thing about this 1 subscriber. Every subscriber, come to this location and we will have a party. It's like, you only have 1 subscriber. I can't play test at all because for some reason I decided to change my birth date on Oculus to my actual birth date, and apparently I'm underage for Oculus. So now I have to go through the hassle of everything. Static. Generate. So I can no longer use my Quest 2 because it's forcing me to verify again with my Oculus app. But my Oculus app I can't access because I'm banned. So it's like, what? So it's like asking me to get banned, kind of. Okay. I don't know. What is that doing? I didn't ask for that. I'm just gonna leave the steps here. Just change the step count to like 2. No, 6. And like the circle thing, like a ton. Now we have that. I want to see how people react to that. Like the stairs. That looks goofy. Wait, what? Where is it? What? I did not ask for you to go up into the air. Okay. Now. What's wrong with you? Okay. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Bye. He just goes up into the air. It seems like a game breaking. That seems like a game breaking bug to me. Or is it a game breaking bug? Alright, that's more than 15 seconds. I'm gonna get demonetized and copyrighted. Just kidding. Wait, let's see. Or is it? Imagine if a millisecond was actually a millisecond. Well, imagine if milliseconds were seconds and seconds were hours, and hours was months, and months was years. I don't know. I don't know. Just imagine. I don't know what to do, guys. Give me ideas for like things in the map for paintball. Kind of. No, not laser tag, just paintball, by the way. Oh my gosh. I'm just spinning around my Alexa. It's like around the world, 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 around the world. Like Splatoon? I mean, I guess so. I mean, I guess I could look for Splatoon gameplay. Just to see what it's like. These are some bright colors. I mean, I guess that's better. Why is that guy wearing a gas mask, but that other one is not? Why is that guy wearing a scuba diving thing when he's not supposed to? Well, oh, I forgot. They have really weird languages. I just want to see like the tutorial or whatever. Oh. You never help me. I think they should have at least like some language. Like they're barely understandable. Like you never remember me, or something like that. Ahem. Awkward silence. Yeah. Oh, I think I see it. I think I see. What happens if you go into the pink part? Why is he trying to avoid it? I forgot, but like, why are you supposed to like avoid the pink part or whatever? I kind of don't really remember. Chat, tell me. I'm having troubles figuring out what, like, why is avoiding the pink / purple. A different colored ink hurts you. Oh, I see. Oh my gosh, Rec Room Full. I see. Wait, Queso, your band compilation?
$33 from Lucas. Hey, my ex-husband, Lucas. I'm not your ex-husband, man. You're my favorite borderline homeless streamer. Very.
Oh, I
you
see
like
what he's.
Jay Sky.
Oh,
And who is Jay
I know.
Sky?
I know. I know.
Oh, it's not who is Jay Sky.
I know what
it's
it's talking
what is
about.
Jay
Your
Sky.
band.
'Cause it's a furnace lab! Light in a world of darkness. You look like Ralph from Happy Days. Why did my dad just say that? Why did my actual dad just say that? What? Alright, ban my dad. Get him out of here! Yeah, you're done, Dad. You're done!
Okay. I see. You're banned. Every time that he says
like
you're
a
banned.
Servitor from Destiny 2. Is this gonna be bad?
What's a servitor from Destiny 2? Get him out of here. You're banned.
Yo, Case smells bad with 10,000 bits. By the way, you're built like Mark Davis.
Oh, who's Mark Davis? Oh, I see.
Yeah,
He's banned. That guy, whoever made that comment is banned. Get him out of here! Chat, give me ideas for what I should model in the free-for-all map. I am not really creative. When Queso goes for a swim, but people mistake him for a blue whale. He's built like Alice in Whopperland. Anyways, chat, can you give me ideas for the map? Yeah. Alice in Whopperland. I can buy water.
Yeah, you're done, buddy. Yeah. It's yo, it is Zerks with another 5,000 bits. Chat, give me some dobies for Zerks again. Zerks not exist. I was back yesterday after hours of pondering. I finally came to the conclusion you look like Sab95H. You're banned out of the stream for the rest of your life.
Oh my god, bruh. Oh, heck nah. Okay, let's see. Rec room. Well, I don't want to play some rec room right now. I don't need to.
Yeah, get this dude out of here.
Yeah, get this dude out of here.
Hey, Case, I want to be your shining light in the world of darkness since you're being violated. So you look like the actor Okay, finally somebody put a good one.
Jabba the Pizza Hut. No.
Yeah, what game we playing first? Spring roll stand, huh? $10. Yo, Case, love the streams. Don't listen to the haters. Okay, thank you. What you look like. Okay, he said don't listen to the haters, so that means this is going to be great.
Okay. I want to see what we could do with this free-for-all map. Okay, I have a question. Should I do it sunset slash daytime? Should I do it daytime or nighttime? I'm not sure. Okay. Should I do it nighttime or sunset slash sunrise slash day? Paintball should be day. Okay. Right, I forgot. I don't have like a mountains. Okay. Mountains. Skybox. I mean, there's a little bit of watermark, but I think we could let that pass since no one's really gonna look at the skybox. Right? They're not gonna think that we're poor. Do you agree? Okay. Mountains day. .jpg. Okay. Mountains day.jpg. Hotel Mario. No. Okay. Let's see here. Materials. Mountains day. And then we go here. And then we go here. We go here. Here. Oh yeah, our lighting. It is daytime. So let's just bake. And we're done. Not. I think I actually need to do some terrain. But I'm too lazy to add terrain, so just tell the developers to just add no terrain because I don't feel like it. Okay. If it looks ugly, I'll fix it. Mamma mia. I'm not even gonna. Ooh, lake. Oof. There we go. Save. Okay, mountain stay. Boom. Yeah, that looks good. Oh my. Don't mind the water. The grass will be covering it, but oh my gosh, how do you like that? Is it ugly or is it not? Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Minimum bounces. Minimum bounces will be 3. Okay. Let's see. Empty. Let's see here. Let's just scale this up. Whoa. Yeah, scaling it up is a little bad. So we're just gonna keep it like that. So should it be like an open field like this, or should it be like a room or something, like a house or something? Like where does it take place? Does it like take place in like an island, or does it take place in like some sort of house or like war zone? And by the way, we're not using real guns. It should have stone walls, but don't put a ceiling. Okay, so to keep players out of the arena, I would believe. Okay. Now I just need a stone texture. I mean, I like this one. It's nice and premium. Yeah, I like this one. I want you, baby. I want you. No. I want you. No, I want you, baby. Okay, cool. So we're gonna have to do what I do. Okay. This is what I do when I have to pay like $30. Oh. And probably to add challenge, you can put turrets. Red turrets that shoot red paintballs. Blue turrets shoot blue paintballs. Oh, cool. This is what I do when I don't get my way and I have to pay like $30 for a simple texture. Yoink. Downloading exists. Yoink. Okay. Then we just make a stone texture. Valgrades. All faces, apart from this one. Apart from this one. Okay. Brick goes on here. Stone brick there. And now I just select downloading exists. And then I just select all the faces here, like so. Deselect this one. Go all the way over here. Go into the UV editor and see about what I like. I think that's a good size. Yeah, how's that? I need to add some sort of like shotgun or something here. So let's just make a simple shotgun. I'm looking for a shotgun, military grade, double barrel. I'm just kidding. But seriously, I'm looking for a double barrel. I'm going to do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, and we totally got ourselves a shotgun. Haha. And then we go on a atom size level and make 2 cylinders for double barrel. Okay, that looks terrible. That looks horrific. I still need to add the trigger. Which is probably gonna look probably more horrendous than it already does look horrendous. Horrendous. Barrel 1. Barrel 2. And then gun. Again. Gun. It's a little... Oh crap. Okay, it's a little silent here. This guy hacked Cube Runners. Oh my god. This guy is always like trying to hack something or whatever. My god. Oh, I love, what was it like? I don't know. Yeah, breakcore hits hard. It's like, oh my gosh.
Imagine.
Imagine. Imagine. Oh, wait, what? What's this? Oh, no, it's low quality. I can't see the... Okay, there we go.
Dude, that is a sweet looking PC. Thanks, man. I actually switched to this case about 3 months ago, and it is an absolute beast of a build. What case is that, man? Give me the details on the build. Well, the case is the NZXT H9 Flow. It's got fantastic airflow, and as far as the rest of the build, it's got an AMD 5900X CPU. The CPU cooler is an NZXT 360mm AIO. It's got an X570 motherboard, 32 gigabytes of RAM. It's got two 2TB NVMe's for storage. It's got an EVGA 3080 for the Win 3 GPU, and powering the entire setup is an EVGA 850 watt power supply. And then the fans are the Lian Infinity fans, but the bottom and side are the Infinity reverse blade fans. Overall, I absolutely love this build. That's so cool. What do you use it for? I'm mainly watching YouTube and Discord.
I've seen a lot of bad.
Émiettez votre arsenic dans un verre de narcotique, 2 cuillères de purgatif.
When you get a 4090 GPU, and you go Super Saiyan to make sure the adapter is fully plugged in, so you don't burn your house down. When you get a 4090 GPU, and you go Super Saiyan to make sure the adapter is fully plugged in, so you don't burn your house down.
I'm sorry, this has to be addressed. How did this become this?
Super Saiyan. Rec room, but I'm being controlled by Chubbier Snail. Oh my god. 2019
Gorilla Tag's had a ton of updates, and I mean a ton. So today I decided to go check out every single update.
Monkey, monkey,
And
monkey, monkey, monkey,
I checked
monkey,
out an
monkey,
update
monkey,
I've never
monkey,
seen.
monkey, 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 monkey,
Anyways,
monkey.
let's get into the video. Alright, here we are with the very first version of Gorilla Tag, and don't mind the color, I won't be able to change it because I'm offline. You can already tell, just by looking at the graphics and everything else, there's been so much that has changed. And it took me a minute to realize, but there's no slippery walls. Dude, there's no slippery walls! So I was just able to walk around on the top of the map. After a minute I got bored, so I just jumped down, and then I realized, Stump looks completely different. That's because in the very first version of Gorilla Tag, that's how you got up to computer. It's changed now because people suck, and they couldn't get back up. But going inside was also weird because, well, as you can tell, there's no canyons, no caves, and no city. I'm gonna be honest, I got bored within 5 minutes. So let's see what the next version has to offer. This next version made a few changes, including slippery walls and a new map. This was the very first version that caves was ever introduced, which is sad because later in this video, it gets destroyed. They also added a new hat room, but I couldn't try on anything because no internet. Same thing with this version, I got bored pretty fast, so let's move on to the next version. In this version, literally nothing changed. Except for this. Looks entirely...
Okay, I'll be right back. New Super Monkey Bros. I'm funny, aren't I? Okay, you'll have to tell me that I blew out your eardrums. Okay, I'm sorry. New super. Wait. New super. Wait, no. New Super Microwave Bros. Wait, no. Wait, no. Wait. It's new. It's new Super Microwave Bros. New Super Monkey Bros. Alright, shotgun. How do I add grabbing? How do I add grabbing? XR grabbing.
Today we're getting back to basics, and we're going to talk all about how to interact with items in the world. So grab interactables, direct interactables, ray interactions, the real basics of how to, pick up things. So if we jump into Unity, I have a brand new project. We're using Unity 2021.1.20 F1. This is the newest version of Unity, and this tutorial should work for anything 2020.3 and after. Now I'm going to run through the setup really fast.
Oh, I'm
If you know how to do
2020.
this already, then go ahead and
2021
jump to this timestamp here, and that's where we actually start this tutorial. But real fast, Unity.
325.
Add in, get in mapped. You're actually interacting with things. In the left-hand actions, left-hand controller. Now we can get into actually interacting with things. Obviously, first I'm going to want a ground, so I'm going to add in a plane here. Call this ground, and then I'm going to make sure gizmos are on so I can see where my grid is going to be. Something to note is that the player could spawn anywhere inside of this green box. So this is a 6 meter by 6 meter play space that the player could spawn anywhere. So like if I have mapped this whole room to be my boundary, I could, if I start here, end up on one side or the other of this space. So just something to keep in mind if you don't want your players spawning inside of walls and stuff. So in order to pick up some things, we're going to add in a cube. This is going to be called the table, and then I'm going to reset the transform back to the center, and then just kind of drag it over in the direction that my player is going to be facing. And then just to kind of help us visualize all this a little bit, I'm going to create a folder in my assets called materials. I'm going to spell it correctly. No, it looks weird. We're just going to go with it. And then inside of materials, we're going to create a material, and this is going to be called table mat, and then we're going to do like a brown color. Fun fact, if you didn't know, brown is orange, but darker. I actually didn't find that out until kind of recently, so fun facts. The more you know. Alright, so we have a little table here, and we want, some items to pick up. We could do some cubes, or we could go into our package manager tab.
This is me when my code doesn't work.
Assets, and go to the Unity Asset Store and find some interesting things to actually download and use. So if we jump over to the Unity Asset Store, we can click on assets. We want 3D assets, and then we can browse by different items. So let's look over, we can do props, and then if you want more specific kind of things, so like let's say we want maybe furniture, and we could do tools. And then we also can sort by free assets. Check this box down here. And so now these are all the free things we can download. So if we want to replace our cube table with, this table out of this furniture pack. Or if we want to use some survival game tools, like this pack would be pretty cool. So I can look at this and then add it to my assets. There we go. So I can just add this little survival kit to my assets, and then we can jump back into Unity, refresh the asset list, and then I can search for it up here on the top.
I'm just seeing
and,
how to
let's see,
make
which
grabbing.
survival pack was it? There it is.
And I
Survival game
remember
tools.
this
Go ahead and
tutorial
download
has
this, and then back in our
grabbing
view,
in it.
you'll see that under was it samples? Oh, I never imported it. I downloaded it, forgot to import it. I do this all
I
the
miss the
time.
range.
Alright, now back in scene view, you'll
I
see that
miss the
we have
range.
in the project menu called survival tools, and then we can go to prefabs, and let's say we want a flashlight.
Flashlight.
Don't have any colliders on them, so we're gonna have to add colliders to them. Let's add in a water bottle, and then I'm going to shift click both of them. So we've selected both, and then I'm going to add component, and let's add a mesh collider and a rigid body. Anything you pick up is going to need a rigid body, so that's important. And since we are going to actively pick these up, we're going to change the collision detection mode to continuous speculative, and we could interpolate it if we want. Interpolate just smooths out the position a little bit better, so it's not as janky. And then you could also update the mass and whatnot. So like we say the flashlight is a little heavier than the water bottle or whatever. Let's see, does the flashlight actually have, a light source? It does not. Alright, so we have a flashlight and a water bottle, and we want to be able to pick those up. So let's jump over to the XR rig, look at the left hand and right hand controllers, and see how these work. Right now, they are pre-set up with the ray interactors, which is usually what I recommend for a type of interaction. So you have ray interactor and you have direct interaction. So ray interactor basically just shoots out a line from the hand, and anything that line hits, it's going to check and say, okay, can I interact with this item? And if it's true, then it will bring the item back to the hand. So that's basically how that works, and you can set up the length of the line and say you only want to be able to interact with things 1 meter away, 10 meters away, 100 meters away, whatever. That's nice, but you also have direct interactor, which is instead of shooting out a line from your hand, it's a sphere or some other collision object. So it could be a box collider or something. So you have a little more space, so I don't have to point directly at the thing I want to pick up. I can, just be in the same space as it, and as long as the collider is touching that object, then it's going to get picked up. So those are the differences between those two. The problem is you can only have one. You can't choose both of them at the same time, even though that would be nice. And I know there are some workarounds by using parented objects inside of the controllers, and it gets a little complicated. I may do a whole specific video on that. But for now, pick one. I usually recommend going with the ray interactor because you can do UI, do teleportation with that, and you don't have to, swap back and forth from direct interactor and line interactor. So we're going to stick with the XR line interactor, and when it's pre-set up, when you start out, it's going to have a red line, and then when you actually hover over something that is interactable, then the line is going to turn to white. So how does it know, this is something I can pick up? Well, to do that, we have to add in a component onto whatever object we want to pick up. So I'm clicking on this water bottle. If we add a component, we want to add a grab interactable. And this has all of the data for anything that you would want to interact with. So you have a interaction layer mask. So these are the things that can interact with this particular object. You can select and unselect those. Colliders, so this is going to start empty, but if you say let's say you have a complex object and it has a whole bunch of different colliders, you would put this grab interactable as the parent, and then you just select the correct colliders that need to be interacted with. So like if you don't want all of the colliders to be like pick upable, or if you want to optimize a little bit of performance, you can say, okay, well there's just this one box collider around the entire object, and that's close enough. We don't need to use every single collider or the specific mesh collider. In this case, if you leave it empty, it's going to default to whatever collider is attached to the object or the children objects. You can set up a custom reticle for this particular object. So if I am hovering over this, or if I'm using a direct interactor and I get close enough, then I could set a particular reticle. And so like it's a bullseye or a target or something, and this could be any kind of game object. So usually it's a 2D sprite that goes on this, and it just kind of maps to the surface and shows you that you're pointing this, and you can pick this up. A lot of games right now are using like a white circle to indicate that this is something you're looking at, or you can change it from like a circle to a square depending on some kind of feature or whatever. Anyway, movement type is pretty important based on what kind of game you're doing. If everything is physics based, then you're going to want to swap this over to velocity tracking, which basically means if I'm holding this and I move my hand through a pole, which I can do because I'm in VR and I'm not limited by physically running into the pole, the bottle won't actually go through the pole as well. It's gonna drop or fall off and will be limited by physics. So that's what velocity tracking does. Kinematic is velocity tracking, but it doesn't react to outside sources. So it only reacts to your hand and your hand motion. And then instantaneous basically just teleports the bottle to the next point every frame. These checkboxes, so you want to retain transform apparent. So this basically says when I let go of the object, do we want to reset it back to what it originally was when I picked it up, or do we want to just release it in the current orientation that my hand is at? Track position and rotation basically just means, am I following the hand when I get grabbed? So you could use I'm trying to come up with a good example of when you would not check these. If you want to grab something but you don't want that object to be movable, so if you want your hand stuck to it but you can't move it, so like maybe a wall or something, you don't want the wall to come with you, that kind of thing. And then smooth position and smooth rotation kind of eases that and applies some math to it, so you're not really frame jumping or anything. So if you're holding something and walking around and moving and it's looking a little jumpy, you can apply these smoothing and do a little bit of finagling with the actual values of the smooth amount and tighten amount. And then you also have this throwing section. So this is like, okay, in VR people don't really throw as hard as you would. So like if I'm throwing a baseball 80 miles an hour when I'm pitching, in real life I'm going to be applying a lot of force to my throw. But if I'm using VR, I'm not going to be applying all of that force because I can't see my surroundings. So I don't want to go full force and smash my computer screen. So a lot of people are normally reserved when they're throwing things in VR. They'll kind of stop short, have little alligator arms. We'll call that alligator arms. Like when you don't get all the way out, you want to just snap really quick. So in order to combat this, you want to add a little velocity boost. So it's default here set to 1.5. So when you throw it, it's going to take the velocity of your hand, multiply it by 1.5, and apply that velocity to the object. And it's going to continue going in that direction. And you can set the fall off and different kind of smoothing and durations and whatnot. And then you can also apply gravity when you release the object. If you want to pick up an object from a specific point every single time, so let's say for instance I'm picking up this flashlight here. I want to gonna change the point. Now when I grab, I need to detach ease in time, so this is how quickly the object will make it a little bit slower. So if you want to mimic some kind of force effect or something, you could slow this down to make it a little more obvious that the object is coming into your grasp instead of just sitting there and snapping really fast. And then attach point compatibility, this really has to do with versioning of the old version of Pickable. So if we go into the Ray Interactor, this is all the values you can do for Ray interaction. Something that I always uncheck is anchor control. So if I uncheck anchor control, what this does is when I pick up the object, I can move it around with my thumbstick, which is not really something that you use very often in games, is after you pick up an object, being able to move it around. I mean, it would work if you're doing some kind of holding something with a gravity gun and wanted to push the object further away and rotate it and whatever. And it basically has that kind of effect, so I don't know why it's checked by default, so I always uncheck this. So if you're running and your object and your hand is moving further and further away, you probably need to come back here and uncheck this value. So I'm going to go to the right hand and uncheck that as well. Actually, in the right hand, I'm just going to delete the Ray Interactor, which you'll notice that you can't delete, you have to delete all these components in a certain order. So I can't remove the line renderer until I delete the XR interactor line visual. So if I remove all of these, keep the XR controller, because this basically just deals with controls, control inputs, and translating those. So we always have those on our controllers. But let's add in the direct interactor to the right hand. So you'll notice there's a lot less of things to do with this one. And then let's add a sphere collider and make it a pretty small. Let's do 0.1 sphere collider. Yeah, that should be good. I'll turn gizmos on in the game mode so y'all can see what we're actually seeing. So the right hand has a direct interactor, and you'll see it has the same interaction manager, interaction layer mask, attach transform, like you saw. To set, you would below the trigger perks. And we'll scene view. So see, my right hand has this. I did not add a rigid body to the box, but you'll see that my right hand has a little collider here, and then my left hand has a laser pointer type thing. And this is the ray interactor, and this is the direct interactor. So direct interactor is when I'm close to an object, and when I'm like within the sphere, that triggers the direct interactor, and now I can interact with objects that are within the sphere. And then ray interactor is when I'm pointing at objects, I can interact with them. So let me set up the box a little bit better so that nothing falls through it. Actually, these should not have fallen through anyway. Slightly confused. Let's add a rigid body to this box, and you can just be continuous collision. Up with the flashlight and water bottle. Let's just swap these over to continuous. And then I'm gonna actually make the mesh colliders. That's it. Mesh colliders need to be convex for these objects. Alright, right hand has a sphere collider. Ooh, the sphere collider needs to be a trigger. That's important. So if we just have a normal collider, we're gonna knock over things. But if it's a trigger, then we can go through it, and then it'll, trigger the interaction. There we go. So there's my little box collider. So if I come back here, there we go. So you can see I'm holding the flashlight. I can drop it on the. Nope, it rolls. And so you'll see when I pick it up, it auto snaps. When I pick it up, it's.
It's NavMesh is something to do with like AI navigation inside of Unity and stuff, but I'm not really too that much into it, but I know how to use it, but you can tell me more about it.
Snaps to pointing forward, which is great because if I'm like wandering around needing to use a flashlight, I want it to point where my controller's pointing, so that's nice. And then if I use my left-hand controller, when I point at it, let's try the bottle. See, when I point at the bottle, I can pick it up, and I'm grabbing using the grip button here. That's the default. And then when I drop it, this is hard to do in like a third-person kind of perspective. And then you can throw it, and you have a little bit of a multiplier. You see that even with the multiplier.
Yeah. I actually kind of want to do NPCs inside of this. I'll play around. Because I know how to do it. Window navigation. Where's navigation? I know that's NavMesh. Oh yeah. AI navigation. Okay, cool. I need to bake it. I don't know what baking is, but I need to make this static. Bake. I guess bake again. I want to bake the nap mesh actually.
It didn't even go far. See, there we go. So that's the basics of that. And let's do the one more thing where we want to turn the flashlight on when you say pull the trigger. So first off, we're going to want to add in the light. We're going to do a spotlight because it's directional light. And then I'm going to swap over to rotation mode, have it pointing forward, and then move it so the cone is actually coming out of the light, like so, like that. All right, and you can obviously play around with these values. So first, we want to start with the light off, but when we turn the flashlight on, when we pull the trigger, while we're holding the trigger, we want the flashlight to be on. And if you want it to toggle, you'll need to do a little bit of coding, but right now we're doing purely no code kind of stuff. So inside of this XR Grab interactable, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's an interactable events section, and this triggers an event for anything you can do to this interactable object. So if you are hovering over it, which meaning if you're pointing the ray at it, or if the direct interactor sphere or whatever collider you're using is touching it, then this will happen. Enter, exit, select is when you're pressing the grip button by default, and activate is when you're holding it and you press the trigger button by default. That's it.
I actually think I want to make like Monkey World. Monkey. Like a monkey place thing, so I'm just gonna import some monkey stuff because monkey. Gorilla locomotion. I have the Gorilla Tag locomotion just sitting around in my computer hard drive. It's like, hello, I'm just sitting here, just waiting to be used, you know? Come on, import. Import. I need to do something so it would be great if you actually had this. Okay.
How these are all set up. So, activate.
The VR game market is dying. There hasn't been a good game released since Boneworks and Half-Life Alyx, and those games both came out over 2 years ago. So while we all wait for Bone Labs to come out, I'm taking on the task of reviving the VR game industry by creating the greatest VR game ever. But there's one problem. I kind of don't know what I'm doing or how to make a VR game. So I did a little research, and I figured out how to set up a VR project in Unity. And it's actually pretty simple. All you need to do is go into the project settings and install XR Plugin Management, install the OpenXR plugin, go into the package manager and install the OpenXR package, then click Add Package from Get URL and install a secret package named XR Interaction Toolkit by entering this specific address, install the XR Interaction Toolkit sample assets, go into the sample assets folder and add each action to the default action controller, go into the preset manager and specify which actions go with each controller, then you add an XR Origin game component and attach an input action manager component to it. In the input action manager component, add the default action controller from the XR Interaction Toolkit sample assets as an action asset, and there we go. Now we have a working VR project in Unity, and it's just that simple. But as you can see, I don't have any hands, and hands are a pretty important part of most VR games. And luckily for me, Oculus has some free hand models for people to use. So I downloaded these hands and I dragged them into my game, and boom, working hands. Except they're not working hands, because right now my hands can just pass through objects, which turns out to be a pretty big immersion breaker in VR. And it also turns out that creating physics-based hands is a little bit more complicated than I originally thought. So I followed this great tutorial on how to make physics-based hands in Unity, and boom, working hands. Almost. As you can see, currently the physics interactions aren't very realistic. But the good news is, I can just go into the project settings and increase the amount of physics calculations, and boom, working hands. So now I have a fully functional pair of hands, except they're a little boring. They don't really do anything. Most VR games have hand animations that play based on what buttons you press on your controller. So I got to work creating the best hand animations you have ever seen. I would say they look pretty good, as long as you ignore the ring finger. So now, after perfectly adding the hand animations, I now have a fully functional hand in the
Okay, anyways. Samples. resources. Gorilla! Gorilla! Monkey, 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 monkey! Baldi's, basic was Is that because I already decompiled 2 games and tried to mod them? That's no longer 2. It's now 3. Where's Asset Ripper? I'm just kidding. But it's funny. Okay, scenes. Boom, boom. Monkey! I don't know what just popped up. It's probably like a saving thing. Oh no. Photon VR. Wait, no, not Photon VR. Gorilla Prefabs. Gorilla Rick. Gorilla Rick. And, I forgot. I don't have anything to test this on. To test my... Oh. Well, that's cool. I forgot that there's no VR that I could play with right now. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video. Wait a second, I'm still streaming? No! Okay. That's a lie. Okay. I'm gonna add like some sort of like camera or something. I don't know. I don't have a VR to do like my work in. Ah, crap. Can I borrow yours? I'm just kidding. I don't know what to do because I can't test out Gorilla Tag movement because my Oculus account is banned and I don't know what to do. I'll be right back.
I'm doing.